Haha! At last, third time lucky. Sorry about that. Don't know what was happening then, but good morning. And thank you for holding on, because I'm usually quite prompt, I think you find. And it's lovely to see there's people that haven't been around for a while or haven't been able to catch up for a while. So good morning to you all, and thank you very much for joining me. We liked on Wednesday doing a fairly simple card. So I thought we would go along with such a thing as well. And knocking everything over. I've just got the last few of these left, and it literally is in single figures of these. And so I thought I'd bring these in to show you. I'm going to do two cards today. And they are with the Deco collection from Presscuts, which came out on Boxing Day last year. Last year sounds a long time ago, only 4 weeks ago. But the whole idea behind these dies are that they are sort of a background die. And some of the collection that we did made it look as if they were the emphasis die, but actually they're more of a background die. And so that's what I'm going to show you today. The collection that I've got for you, the really special offers for you, are these two together, Kahn and Kramer. So those two go together. And then these two go together, Moser and Chareau, or Chareau, I don't know, whatever. And named after the Art Deco artist or something like that. A little bit beyond me. Anyway, so there literally are single figures left of these. They are together as a bundle at a very special price. So if you didn't manage to get them Boxing Day, you can nip over and get these. And I will show you what we're going to do with them. So first of all, we have got, hold on, let's pull all these pieces together here. First of all, I'm going to go with Chareau. Comes in two dies. So you've got the beautiful patterned die here. Reminds me of an embossing folder that we had once. And the outside die, of which we're going to use separately and together to give you a very basic background. Nothing much to do about it, really. We're also going to use the Blossom flower plate, which I have already cut through, but I want to actually colour it first. And I'm going to use some scrap card with this. It's not scrap cards, well, hardly scrap paper, really, but some from the Perfect Partners. So these are really good background colours and whatever. I think that they work really, really well. And I thought I'd try and use some of the dies, some of the papers, oh, got them upside down, that I might not use and you might think was a funny idea. So I'm going to use this one because I want a very subtle effect. I don't want a massive colour, and you're hardly going to be seeing any of it. I just want a very, very subtle colour behind. So let's cut out our pieces. So I'm first of all going to use my outside die only, and I'm just going to run that through my machine. Let's get some new bits here and just cut that out so that we have got our main outside line. So we don't have to do any cutting there, or any measuring, I should say. So just run that through. Just run that through there. So we have got our basic background piece there. Okay. So you can use you can use a plain piece of card, anything you like really, but just so that it is using up some of the papers. And I wanted subtle, which is why we've gone that. Hardly you're thinking now, does that look subtle? But it will. I'm then taking a piece of the white linen card, which I've now got back in stock, you'll be pleased to hear. And I'm still working with my friend to get you, I'm just getting this in the right position, to get you the new swatches. So I'm sorry they're taking a long time. There are so many new colours that I'm working on. I'm trying to get the best sort of, some of the old colours have been discontinued, and so it's just trying to get that happy medium of working out which ones are discontinued and which ones aren't. So I'm now going to run this one through my machine. So I've put the outer die and the inner die on there, and I'm going to put myself a little metal shim just to be 100% sure that's going to come through. Oops. Sounds a bit crunchy groany, doesn't it? Okay, and before I remove it, I will just check. Well, you can see that I've cut that all out because it's all completely come out so easy. So let's just pop that down. So that will take all of my, I could just flick it, but I'd rather it doesn't go all over the floor. Before I came online to you today, I needed to renew my passport, and I'm having photograph taken, you know, like you can do these days on the phone. Oh my God, why do they look so like, not only wanted, but haunted wanted, I reckon. Oh dear, oh dear. Thank God I don't intend to actually go abroad with it. Otherwise they might lock me up as I get to the border, I think. Anyway, so I'm just going to take out these last bits. And as you can see, they do cut so well, all of that detail in there, but they just fall out, which is what we like. So, as I said, the bundles, there are 2 bundles, just so that you get the best of both worlds. Have I got all the bits out? Reckon I have. I can see one hanging there. So let's just clear those pieces off here. Try not to get them all on the floor. Okay. Get these pieces off as well. So you can now see that I'm going to put that over the top of there. So it just gives a really, you can hardly see it. I think you could see it if I held it up a bit more. You can just see that very, very subtle colour, because that's all I want. It's just a subtle colour. So I have got a 7x7 card. Okay. And then I'm just going to take my colour book again, and I want now a very slightly big colour, a very slightly deeper colour. So let's see if we've got the plain in here. There's a plain, so that's all in that same colour range. And then let's take that, and I'm just going to measure that, whoops, to cut out a slightly deeper border, so that if we did 10.5 by just under 14, we should be about right. So let's just trim that. So 10.5 by, did I just say 14? Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, just under 14, I think should be about right. And that will give us that pretty little border around the outside, like so. So it just brings that all in. So let's pop that together. I'm going to put that into my spray box and spray the back of it with, just to make it easier, but I could use the sticky specs as well. Put that absolutely straight on to my backing piece, because they're both the same colour. Same size, I mean, not same colour. And then I'm going to use my glue to put that straight onto my lilac piece here. Thank you. Talking to glue now. Come on, Mr. Glue. Feels as if it should work, does it not? There you go. I'll put a bit in the middle, I suppose. So just going to put that in the centre of the piece that I cut out, just to give that same little subtle colour. That's going to go onto there. I will put a bit of foam onto the back, I think it looks nice with a bit of foam. And then simply do our flowers. Oh, I know what I meant to do. Good job, I thought about that. I wanted to just put a little sentiment on it, and this time I'm going to actually stamp the sentiment. So rather than put a die on this one, I want to stamp a sentiment, and I want to stamp it up here. So I'm going to take this one. And before I stick that down, I just want to be sure that I've got that. I think we'll go for there. So get my stamping platform. Hold that into place. Don't know why I've got a bit of paper on there. And pop that down. And then I think I'm going to do that in, let's try Lulu Lavender, shall we? Let's see how Lulu Lavender comes out. So this is one of the Memento dewdrops. Just gives a nice colour. Hopefully it will also come out quite well. Let's see. Just want a very pale colour really. So that should be just about right because of all the soft colours that we've got going on there. You can see that that's the sort of same softness. So yeah, I think that will work quite nicely. Let's pop that back in there before we lose it. Just peel off the back of here and then we just pop some flowers on here. So again, although we've got a die incorporated into it, we've just got a really subtle die. The emphasis isn't necessarily on this die nor the flowers. It's just a really simple die and it's just lovely for a bit of a background really. So we will put that into the centre, sort of there. And then, in actual fact, I think we will use that Memento to just give ourselves. Now I've used the white linen on this card as well, because on these flowers as well, because I'll show you in a second. It gives you a really lovely texture to the flowers, and I think that that looks rather pretty. So just colouring in before I remove them from my die, and the ones that are the biggest, extra emphasis on that centerpiece before I bring them out. Yeah, so you can see that looks all rather yum. Pop them all out. Throw that waste away. And you can see, so that was the Blossom die. You can see that they, look, can you see that? Oh, don't know if you can see that sort of texture on it, but it's a very pretty sort of finish to it. So let's just mould these a little bit and then just pop them onto our frame. So that will be our first card already done. So how should we do them? Should we do them like that? Yeah, we do them just cupped a little. Whilst I am actually moulding these, I just wanted to say thank you to all the people that have all signed up for John Lockwood's workshop. We still have the books open for a little while longer. Don't forget, it is a Zoom. It's done over Zoom, so it's done online. So you do actually get to speak to John, ask questions, and you get all the stuff to do your projects, including the Belgravia Mandela die. If you already have it, you will receive, when all the packs go out in a couple of weeks, sooner for those that are abroad, you will get a voucher to be used on the website instead if you have already got the die. You will be getting die cuts of the brand new flower and leaves that are coming out in February, which aren't available at the moment. So, but you will get the die cut so that we can play about with those. Projects are fab. But don't forget, if on the day you don't want to work doing it and you prefer just to sit and watch, absolutely fine. There's not a competition, never is on my workshops or John's. No competition to be finished first, best, fastest, slowest, anything. You can just sit and watch. There will be videos following up of it, private videos, so that you can get hold of those as well. So why not? I say, why not? Can't go wrong. If you enjoy John's dies and how things work, then it's a really good deal. So I'm just using the fern die set, and I'm just going to pop those onto here. I'm just going to put these on the corner here, just with a little bit of, nothing spectacular on this, just going to put a little bit of greenery, and then just going to use one flower into the center of my greenery, and I'm just going to hold it in place like that. And I haven't brought my new pearls in. I'm going to have to go and get my new pearls. You're going to have to hold on, because I've got to get the new pearls to go in there. Hold on a minute. Sorry about that. I just wanted my new pearls to go in there because I like them. So I'm just going to put a little dob into the center and one of my larger pearls. So these pearls are like the crystal ones that I've got, but these are sort of pearls, but with a little bit of a, I don't know what you'd call it, a bit of a sheen to them. They're very pretty. And so that's our first card. So that's just using that as a background, subtle, no major emphasis on it, because we've also got the lovely flower in the corner as well. A little bit of a sentiment, and I think that works out really, really well. So that's the Chareau one. Okay. Now, just as simple, pop them to one side, is our Moser die. No, I can't. Oh, I can't remember. Hold on. Not our Moser, our Kramer. This is the Kramer die. So I'm going to do a very, very similar thing, but with different colours here. And I've got literally a scrap piece of paper. So this is from an old paper pad that I've got, and I'm going to cut out my, I'm going to use my outer die, and I'm just going to pop that onto there like that and cut that out as my background. So you can use your background pieces, can be literally any. You can have, as I said, your solid colour, which looks nice, or you can have your patterned, which gives you that bit of a look behind it. So that's our background. And when I take that off, you can see that that's all cut out, hardly any waste, but I still want that little piece of card because I want to cut my sentiment out of that so that that all goes together nicely. So that's my separate piece. Then I have got another piece of the white linen card. So I'm going to put my outer die on, take that into place, just about. Oh, I have to not talk whilst I'm doing that. Sorry. Got to measure it up, and I can't talk at the same time, which is a bonus to many. Oh, that's better. A bit more difficult to hold that down. So I'm going to run that one through. Like so, and that's going to give us the same effect as our other one. So it's white on top of that colour, which will give us a really pretty effect. I need to just check that it's all cut out before I take it away, but it has. So all is well. So just remove that. This is going to go onto a 5x7 card. So not massive cards, but sometimes we don't need a massive card, do we? Sometimes we need, like we had on Wednesday, we had the card that was fairly flat to post, which is all good. I'll just take out these little extra bits here. And scoop these pieces off. So that's going to go over the top. So as you can see that there, but not very much, which is what the whole idea is. We just want it subtle. And then I'll just spray that onto there. I've used some of the classic poppies, the main flowers on the classic poppy set. And I've just cut those out into the white card. Just pop that one on first whilst we're talking. Okay. And they are here. Just going to get a little bit of my scrap, well, not my scrap paper, but my sort of scrap paper, because I want to use some Mica Magic on these. And I just want to, this is the Spring Pastel collection. So I'm going to choose one of the colours that sort of corresponds to the colours of the background that I've got here. And I feel that this one does, sort of like a salmon pink. The actual card itself says that it's peach. There's peach colours there. So that should fit in quite nicely. So I'm just going to pick it up with my finger, and I'm going to start in the centre of the flower and then just work to the edge. So initially, I'm just putting that colour on just lightly, okay? And I'm going to do that to the centre of this poppy as well. And of course, they've both got, a bit sticky finger, they've both got a little bud. So I'm just going to put a bit of colour onto the bud. And then I'm just going to work a little bit more onto these with a bit more colour. So I'm going to start off in the centre of the flower so that that's going to be darker, and work out to the outside edge. So again, starting off in that centre, and I'm just holding it here because it's quite delicate on that bit there. And I'm just with my finger going to go onto the outer edge to give that a bit more of definition. And then simply onto this one. So no rocket science needed, no extra tools, just your finger. If you're doing big areas and some other things with the Mica Magic, it's quite nice to have a little sponge dauber. But in this case, we're quite all right with just the finger. Okay, so I'm just going to pop the lid back onto there. Try and wipe off the worst of it because it'll go everywhere. Obviously, if you're in your own home, you can cut that off yourself. And then I've got a Get Well Soon. I know you can't see that. A Get Well Soon sentiment. And I'm going to cut that out of the same paper that we used on the background. So I'm just going to, a bit randomly, we might decide that it needs to go somewhere else. and I might decide, probably will, that we need 2 of them. But let's cut out one to start off with, because it's going to go on to a background of white. And I think if you do it in any other colours, it will be too much. So again, it's just keeping it subtle. I have put the, just reading what you say. So I haven't put the pearls on because they've only just come yesterday, Friday. So they aren't on, but I will update. So if you can see now on a white piece of card, you can see that that does actually show up because I've just picked out a random piece, but it doesn't show up massively, which is what we want to do. But I do think I will do it out one more time somewhere else so that we can get a stronger sentiment, because I do prefer that. So I'm just going to pop that in again and then bring in my 5x7 card to simply put this all together. So this is the sort of thing with these sort of dies here. They are absolutely ideal for doing a very quick card. Someone that suddenly said, oh, we're going to see someone and we've heard that their friend's not well or whatever, and you just want something to, a quick card to give them. This won't take you 15 minutes. So it works out very well. I'm going to keep it flat as well, this one. So I'm just going to put some glue on top of this set so that I can stick the other one on top. I will put the pearls on very shortly. So we have the pearls and we have the crystals now. So they all look pretty nice. And I like the fact that they are in the different sizes, so that you've got one sheet that's got 4 different sizes, I think. There you go. I better wipe the glue off of there that stayed on there, had I not. And let's then just, so I'm going to keep this flat. So this is flat because we might want to send the get well. And that's going to go down the side there. As you can see, it's just nice and subtle. We're going to put our poppies onto here. Oops. Just that one there. Did I just say that I needed to clean my fingers? I did, didn't I? And what have I done? Got it mucky, haven't I? Let's see if I can't wipe it away with my glue eraser. Phew. Still got mucky finger though. Anyway, I'm going to pop this one into here. Glue. Try not to touch it in the wrong place. And I'm going to just cross over the stems down the bottom so that we've got that sort of different finished look on there. And then my get well soon is just going to go up here. So this is just one way of doing it. You could do it all different ways, but what I just wanted to show you is not only are the dies from the Deco collection of Presscuts lovely to sort of work with on their own, but mix and match them with some others and they can just be that subtle look. So just mold that in there. Yeah, the pearls will be on there. I'll do them in the next, as soon as I've said cheerio to everybody, I will put the pearls straight on there for you, and they will be in the Facebook Live section, so you can look on there. So, oh, Fiona Carpenter, I've just noticed that you're on there. How lovely to see you. We were all thinking of you during the week, and we do hope that you're all okay, and so sorry for your loss. So here's my very, very subtle cards here today. So nothing in your face, but just some very pretty different cards. So we were using, this one is the Chareau, and this one is the Kramer. Was it? Oh God, what am I like? Yeah, it was. Kramer versus Kramer. Oh, that's going back some, isn't it? So that's that one. And that one is the Chareau. Okay, so that's those two. But as I say, they are absolutely limited. So once they're gone, they're gone. So don't forget, if you'd like to sign up to John Lockwood's workshop for the 26th of February, pop over to the website for that, maximumcrafts.com. If you would like any of the products that are still available, I have to say there's not so many. We've got the flowers and whatever. Pop over for that. I'll put the pearls on. I'll be back on Wednesday with a nice little number for you. So that's Wednesday the 26th of January to show you something else. That's Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Otherwise, if you can't make it, I will be back next Sunday, which is the 30th. We've got 5 Sundays in January. So I'll be back with another Sunday special at the special prices on the Sunday. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. Did I say I was doing a craft afternoon? Are you talking to me, Shirley? I think you might be. If you are talking to me, my next workshop for January is full because that's next Saturday, but then I will open up the workshop for February at the beginning of February. So February the 1st, those will go online. So do have a look at that. Yeah. So any questions, either put them on the page or private message me, whichever you prefer. Have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. And particularly, thank you for putting up with the wait when I couldn't get it to work. Okay, everyone, take care. And I'll see you soon. Bye.